In this tutorial, we're going to create a background using our Marquee tools only. So I have here, this is a 10 by 8, so it's 3000 by 2400 if you're using pixels, 300 resolution, and we'll just go ahead and click create a new document. We have our document here, and as you see, the background is just this black that we selected. If you want to do something different for your background, you can just go to solid color and pick whatever color and just name this BG for background. And then you can come back and change these colors later. Just double click and whatever color you want. Okay, so hit OK. I'm just going to work with this black for now. So we're going to work with the Marquee tool. So like the Marquee tool, a lot of people use it for selections. You have a rectangular, elliptical, single row, and single column, which I'll just go over everything. Rectangular Marquee tool, here's your options bar up here. This is going to make a new selection, so every time you drag, it will make a new selection. If you want to add to a selection, you can just go like this and add to the new selection. We could subtract from the selection like this. Now we have this cool thing here, right? And then you can use intersect. So basically this will make a square. Okay, and then once you're out of pixels, it's done. So let's just hit Control D. Let's go back to default. The easier way to use this instead of going up here and changing every time is say I have this square like this. I draw this square out and I want to add to the selection. I can just hold Shift and it will bring up the add. Okay, and then if I want to subtract, I hold the Alt or Option and I can just subtract. And then if I want to intersect, Shift and Alt at the same time. Okay, so now we have this. Let's Control D or Command D, either one will deselect that. Or if you want to do old school, go to Select and then click on Deselect. Alright, so let's just make some shapes here. And what's happening is I am not using this correctly because I want to add more. I want to add to selection, so I'm going to draw out my shape. Hit some add. Maybe go like this, maybe add a thing like so, maybe go like so, and go like so, but I'm on that line, so I want to move it. So I'm still holding Shift, but if you hold your space bar, you can move this around. You can move your selection around. Let's say we go like this, and whoops, I messed up. So you got to be careful. If you have this on there. So do this, hold Shift, let's just draw some stuff out again, and we'll say like so, a big square like this, and then maybe a square like this, and then maybe a square like this. So we have all these selections. So basically they're just selections, so we want to add some color to these. So if we just click on a new layer, and you can do, you can color them with just solid colors if you want. So white is selected now, so if we just hit Alt and backspace, it would fill them in with our foreground color. And then if we hold Control or Command and backspace, it will fill in with our background color. And since our background color is black and our background is black, we can't see what happened, but if we turn this layer off, there you have it. So that is that. Let's Control Z to undo that, undo, undo, and undo, and Control Shift Z. Alright, so we have the selection, but I want to fill this in with a gradient. So we can go to our gradient or hit G, click on picker here, and your editor will come up. And let's just go into oranges and maybe pick this yellow to orange, and then maybe add a color in here like this color here. Okay. And now we are on a linear gradient. Your gradient styles are up here, so you have A linear gradient, radial, your diamond, or your angle, your reflected, and your diamond. Now, your mode, the last time I was using the gradient tool, I was on difference, so I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I'm on normal. And if I just drag from one corner to another, it will fill in those squares that we made with that gradient. And I can hit Control D to deselect, and we have this beautiful looking thing here. So now let's make something with the elliptical marquee tool, and it works the same. You can drag out your ellipse. If you're dragging and you hold shift, it'll be a perfect circle, so maybe we'll put some circles. A circle here, and if I click again, this will go away. So I want to add to the selection. I want to add some more, so let's hold down shift, but now it's not perfect. So if we keep our mouse button pressed, release the shift and press it again, there you have it. So we have that, and we'll just make a bunch of little different circles up here. Maybe like so. Maybe like so. So we have these, and I don't want these circles to be on the same layer as the square, so we'll just create a new layer. We'll grab our gradient tool again, and we'll do linear again, and maybe we'll start from this corner and go up. And that will color our circles with the gradient. Okay, I don't really like that, so let's hit Control Z to get out of that. Let's hit Control Z again, and then maybe we'll go, let's see, maybe we'll go like this and make it a little bit smaller. Don't like that. Maybe we'll go a little bit further, and now you have that. Okay, so we have our gradient circles and our gradient rectangles. Okay, so you don't just have to make, rectangles and squares or ovals. You can do a selection. Let's make a new layer. Let's grab our elliptical marquee tool again. Let's drag out a selection. We'll hold down shift and then maybe put it up here. And then I want to add another selection to it. Maybe I go like this. That doesn't work. So we need to go to Alt to subtract from the selection, because I just want to make a shape that kind of resembles a moon. So we have that now. And you can just play around with it. We'll go ahead and might as well put a gradient on this one too. Gradient on that shape now. Say we wanted to, how do you say that? Succession? Make kind of like a pattern of these little moons here. What I'm going to do here is just make a copy, Control or Command J, and then I'm going to hit Control or Command T. This is our transform. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like so, and then I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. I'm holding Alt or Option, either way. So that created this. Now I want to repeat this. So if I do Control, Shift, Alt, and T, we can just make a pattern all the way down to the bottom, and we have this, I don't know, we'll call it a megaphone. So we have all that, and we can click on the top layer. And then that very first one that we made was this one. We'll hold down Shift, that will select them all, and we can merge them together. Control or Command E, and we have this thing, whatever it is. And these are all on different layers, so maybe we don't like those circles or squares and we delete them, and we just want to work with this thing right here. Okay. We can make a copy of this, Control J, Control T, and then maybe flip it horizontally, and then we could just drag this over like so, and then grab the bottom one, V for our move tool, and drag it over like so. We have this. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty cool. Alright, so let's hold down Shift. We'll select both of these and merge them together. Control E. And then maybe let's just get rid of this part here. Grab your polygonal lasso tool and we'll just go from here to here to here. Is that the right angle? Not really. Here. That's close enough. And then we'll just hold down Alt or Option and hit our mask button, and it deleted that. Okay, it didn't really do that good of a job, so we can just kind of go around this and Alt Backspace, Control D, make it bigger, and we can just kind of go in like so and mask everything out. Or you can use your brush, whatever you want to do. So we have this thing here. And let's just go ahead and apply the layer mask. And let's grab our triangle tool. We're just playing, so we could do a triangle right here. We'll say that's what we want. We'll hit enter. We need to add a gradient to this too. Might as well double click on this to bring up our layer styles, and we can do gradient overlay. And there you have it. Let's bring this up to 90. We want that like that, or do we want it on the bottom? I think we'll do this, and then let's put a stroke around it. And if you notice, if you have it on inside, the corners will be sharp. Now watch, if you click at the outside, the corners get rounded. Alright, so just a kind of a little tip there. So let's bring this back down to maybe, let's say 10. We have that, and then might as well add some type to it. Let's add some type, and I'm on just impact, and we'll just call this your weird logo. I have that, and what can we do with this? Let's control click this. So that's going to select what we just did. Let's go on our triangle. But before we do anything, let's go to select, modify, expand, and that's going to expand the selection that we just did. And let's try 25. We'll hit enter. And now this, it's probably a little bit too much. Let's Control Z. Let's undo that. Let's go select, modify, expand. Let's do 15 and hit OK. And then on this triangle thing, we want to hold down Alt and mask it. Control D. Alright, so the only thing that we missed was this little spot here, so we could go back on our mask. Let's make it bigger, and you can use your Marquee tool, and Alt Backspace will put that mask on there, and we have this. So we want to add this same gradient. We can just right click on that effect, hit copy layer style, and then right click, paste layer style. Where are you? Right here. And there you have it, and we'll turn our stroke off. Or maybe we'll turn our stroke on and make it around 3 or 4. 4 looks good. We'll hit OK. We have that. So now we have our weird logo that we just made out of a triangle and some marquee stuff and some gradients. But we have these circles and squares. What if we just play around with these a little bit and maybe bring our opacity down like this? And let's go the same thing with our circles. And we'll just go like this. So we have this weird logo that doesn't make any sense, but it's just all about the learning process. Alright, so that is going to be it for this quick, not so quick tutorial on how to use the Marquee tool. And actually we used the triangle tool, we used some gradients, and we also did some type. So if you liked it, hit like and subscribe if you want to see more. I will do them when I get time, and thanks for watching.